Theresa here of Larkin Design, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to December Daily 2018. Today I have 3 days for you included in this process video. So heads up, it's a little bit longer than normal, but I wanted to stay on track for finishing the album in the month of July. So I took a little bit of extra time to do 3 days for today's process video, and I will tell you that if you ever wonder, do I have days where the creative flow just isn't there, this is definitely one of those days. So you'll see a little bit of flip-flopping, a little bit of back and forth going on in this process video, and I hope ultimately that it inspires you to keep going even when you have those days. I know when I was filming this process video, there was a lot of interruptions. I had like 4 or 5 different videos chopped up here, and so there were interruptions, and every time you get called away, then you got to come back and figure out where you were and get back into it. And so you're going to see that in these videos today. And again, I just hope that you take inspiration from that. Know that it happens to all of us sometimes. And the important thing is to figure out what you can do to keep going and to stay in the process so that you can accomplish what you're hoping to accomplish. So here we go, day 16, 17, and 18. Today there will be product here, mostly from crepe paper, from Fa La La, and from last year's collection as well. Of course, that just like left my brain what that was called. So, but so a little bit of crepe paper and a little bit of Felicity Jane, a little bit of Paislee Press. So let me jump into the video and we'll get started. Okay, so I had a bit of a different situation here. Day 16 is pretty straightforward. There's a couple of photos from a light show that we go to every year called Tanglewood. It's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And so I always take pictures there and always include that in my December daily. And then for day 17, I had a photo of our grocery list. And so the week before Christmas, we write out, what our menu is for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and we go do a big Christmas shopping list. We start getting serious about cooking some of the things that we know we can cook ahead and freeze or whatever. And so I took a picture of those lists. And when I planned out the album and printed out all my photos, I think originally I was going to do like a 5x7 of those lists, and it ended up just being a 4x6. And so it sort of stood alone. And what I thought I would do then is just put the photo in a pocket, and probably, if I can find them, add the kids' Christmas lists as well, if I can find them. Bomb fail here, but because I don't know exactly where their Christmas lists are at this moment. But anyway, so I was going through my stuff and found this little polka dot bag, and I believe that came in a little kit from Click Kits last year. At some point, the little white on black polka dot. And so I just cleaned that up a little bit and am repurposing that for my journaling tag, which is Allie Edwards, and this photo of our list. And I really just wanted to document what were some of the things on our list that year. And the food is obviously, with 4 teenagers, the food that we consume around Christmas is probably one of the most important things. So that is what happens with day 17. I will come back to that in a minute. I decided to hop over to day 16 here, and really, I really want to stress that when I jump into, especially with December Daily, I tend to jump into what I know I want to do. Like, start with what I know I want to do, and the rest will begin to fall into place. So I knew that I wanted to play with that little black and white baggie, and then once I had done a few things with that, then I knew it started coming to me what I wanted to do with this 3x4 pocket on day 16. I'm still fussing a little bit here with this thing. And so what happens is I have 3 photos that are really dark, and my instinct with the leftover pocket, the 4th pocket, is to contrast and do something bright with that. And so I've used this little dotted paper from Crepe Paper, and a little number tag from Sahlin Studio, and a little leaf behind that tag. And I'm trying to figure out here, like, how do I want to put the journaling onto this card? I tried graph paper. I'm looking at all these tags that I have. None of these tags really work for journaling. They all have some kind of element on them. So they're really layering pieces, and that's cool, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. It weren't the colors I was looking for. It just wasn't really working out. So I'm going to go dig in and see what else I can find to use as the background card altogether. And I decided to just use this lined paper from Felicity Jane. And yes, I'm going to just cut this down to 3x4 and just use lined paper. So achieving the white space that I needed, and making some journaling lines here as well. And so really what happens here for this side of the page is that the photos speak for themselves. They don't need a lot of embellishment. There's only going to be the embellishment here on the journaling card. And so you see me lifting those staples up and putting that little number tag back onto the new card. So now I have a good space for my journaling here. And again, that's one of those places in this process that I sort of flip-flopped around a little bit. I am going to add a little stamp at the top of this card, and then I can write my journaling. So I did want to say that little number tag, the 16, is from Sahlin Studio. I will be sure to link that below. If you are looking for digital numbers for December Daily, okay, full confession, I am full on obsessed with December Daily numbers. So I can tell you that Sahlin Studio every year does a collection of numbers for December Daily. So go to the lily pad and just type in the shop, type in the search bar December Daily numbers, and a whole bunch will come up. You can't go wrong. Just pick any of them, buy all of them. You can't go wrong with the Sahlin Studio December days numbers. So here's where I went ahead and added the number for the day 17 here. And so I've just layered a label from Crepe Paper, and then the white chipboard number, that's from Allie Edwards, on top of that. And then I'm gonna do a little snowflake sticker. I put it on my hand so that it wasn't quite as sticky, because obviously you want to be able to lift that sticker up again. And then I'm gonna just punch holes in this little bag. This is a fun way to do a random day that doesn't fit in the pockets like the other days. And then when you flip it, then you'll have day 18, and you just keep going. So for day 18, I have 2 photos of Alan and myself. We're playing with these Santa hats again. And what I did was I took two of the photos that I had and dropped them into a 4x6 canvas and sized them down in Photoshop so that they fit across the 6-inch canvas, and then left a little bit of space at the bottom. So this becomes a little bit of space, a little bit of white space, negative space for embellishments. And so I'm looking for something that is a little bit long and narrow that can go across that space. And so if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that Alan and I are pretty tight. We're just best friends, and we both love the Christmas season and love getting ready for Christmas, doing the shopping together, the wrapping together, the cooking, all of it we do together. So this layout is an opportunity here for me to express gratitude about that, to show some of the silly side of our relationship here. And the crepe paper products bring a bit of that whimsy into the album and into the layout. Everything's been pretty straight-laced so far, but here's a little bit of humor and a little bit of silliness. And the products here are a bit lighter and reflect a bit of that lighter mood. So with the long white space at the bottom of this photo, I chose those little gold puffy stickers to go across the bottom. And then for the two 3x4 photos, or the 3x4 pockets at the top of this page, this is where I sort of went back and forth a little bit, because the crepe paper products, the whites do not match the white of the photo paper. So out went the little, I was going to journal on the Dear Santa card, and I tossed that out and went for this little Felicity Jane heart paper instead, just because it was a closer match to the white. And notice how that's a really lovely contrast to that deep green pattern paper from crepe paper. That is my favorite crepe paper pattern, I think, from all time, like from forever. That's it. That's my favorite. If you ever wondered, that green and red and pink pattern paper is just gorgeous. So the white on this side of the layout contrasts beautifully with that pattern, and it makes it not so overwhelming, but it also ties it in with some of the darker, the visually heavier pieces on the left-hand side of this layout. So it's going to be white, the white from the background of the photos, the white from the background of the heart pattern paper. That's Felicity Jane, by the way. And also the white on the other side of the polka dot, and the white of the journaling card on the left-hand side as well. So repeating, going back and forth here, repeating elements so that it all fits together and it all will flow through the album. So I used those hearts on that pattern paper as the lines for my journaling, and added the banner at the top, and I added the little skating people, ice skating people, and then here's where I'm going to adhere the 18. Those gold numbers are from Felicity Jane, and I'm going to just adhere the 18 to that deeper filler card here, to that pattern paper. Did you see that? The 8 just fell, and you'll be happy to know it fell glue side up. So no photos were damaged in that process video. Alright, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you will like my video, comment down below. I want to say thank you for all of the lovely comments that you guys have been leaving, the questions you've been asking, the chatter, the fun conversations that we've been having. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.